Hey guys, we're over here at the Garmin booth, one of our favorite computer manufacturers. They do a lot of sonar technology. So I'm standing here with my new buddy Ben. Ben, how you doing?
Hey, so yeah, Ben Collins, product manager with Garmin. We have a lot of new exciting stuff this year. We'll start with the S1 buoy here. So this is the new Descent S1. It is a surface buoy that monitors. Surface buoy, it monitors divers underwater. So from the surface, with your Garmin Dive app, you can see up to 8 divers. You can monitor their location, their tank pressure. You can communicate with them using two-way messaging. After the dive, as a diver, you can see your heat map where you were. During the dive, you can see on your watch, you can see directions back to this buoy. So it's actually showing you in real time how to get back to that anchor line or to the buoy, wherever this is tethered off to. You tether it off right to the bow of the boat. That's what this display is trying to show. You can put it right on the anchor line or off the tag line. And so a lot of cool stuff for new divers here. You have this subwave communication is the way that this communicates with the watch and with your tank pod.
Yeah.
So at Garmin, our air integration is not just tank pressure, right? We're using sonar-based communication, subwave. And what that does is it enables this kind of product. It enables you to monitor divers from the surface, send messages between divers. I can monitor not just my own tank pressure, but the tank pressure of up to 8 tanks, up to 30 meters away. So if you're a dive instructor, you've got your whole class, right? You can monitor their tank pressure. You can also send them messages, hey, watch your depth, that kind of thing. So along with this S1 buoy, we also have our X50. We launched at this show last year. That's a large format, 3-inch display, color display. Subwave technology's got a built-in flashlight. Works with this, works with our tank pod, works with our watches. So you can be part of that Subwave network there.
This actually sounds really cool because a lot of our viewers know we're into public safety diving as well. I'm a former public safety diver, and I still do a lot of work with our partners over at Dive 911, Butt Buchanan. But this sounds like something awesome like we'd love to have for the team and get in, just because we're diving in a lot of water that we can't really see the bottom of. It's not always crystal clear. So that seems like a good safety tool to have on the standby, just to use it, put it in the water when we're in.
It's nice, even when the visibility is like mediocre, like what I call California good. I'm out in Los Angeles, and the visibility, when you got 10 meters, that's kind of average.
Yeah.
When you get 15 meters, you're like, wow, this is phenomenal. If you dive in the Caribbean, you would think that's bad, but
yeah, I made the joke the other day because I'm from Los Angeles as well, and I grew up in Texas, and there we have a good 5 inches of vis is a good day. And so Florida divers, if it's anything below 30 feet, they're complaining about that vis. So
30 feet, I'm like, this is pretty good. But you lose track of where you started pretty easily. It's easy to get disoriented. So a couple things is we have the compass on our watches is really high quality. We have pretty rigorous testing to make sure we're within a very accurate standard. So we take that underwater navigation very seriously, starting from the compass and then going up to being able to see right on your display an indicator of how to get back to where you started. So where is this buoy? And you'll see an arrow pointing to it. It'll tell you how far away it is.
It's going to make me lazy as far as navigation techniques. Everything's going to be at the
I like to say you keep doing all the navigation things you have, and this gives you peace of mind because throughout the dive you have that little arrow on the display that's aiming back, and it gives you that kind of gut check of, I am where I think I am.
Yeah, I think this would be useful for a lot of the dive boats to have on there too. I mean, it's just it's another safety check.
It's really great. When I've been diving with this off of boats, I previously would have maybe gone straight out and back and lower visibility. Now I'm willing to go a little farther, maybe do a loop around the anchor, but it lets me have that peace of mind where if I get away from the rest of the crowd, if I'm on a big boat, I can get away from everyone else, and I have no problem getting back. I'm never worried about finding my way back to the anchor line. It's really a nice.
That'd be
nice
a good peace of mind, especially for the newer divers getting out there and just practicing and learning still.
Yeah, even when you're just learning navigation, something to help you out.
So we got this. Now we're going to need a watch to pair it with a dive computer. What do you got this year for dive computers?
Yeah, so I mentioned we have the X50 large format dive computer. That's a 3-inch display. You can get all the data you want, all the tech fields, integrated flashlight. That's a really nice Nice device. And then the other watch that works with this is what I'm wearing, the MK3.
Yeah.
So MK3i, it comes in two sizes. This is the larger one, 51 millimeter. And this is a full featured dive computer. So you've got single gas, multi-gas, gauge mode, CCR. And it's also a GPS sport watch. So I can go for a run, track my run, it tracks my sleep, does all of the health and wellness features you would expect from a smartwatch.
Wallet, everything.
And I have to charge it, maybe once a week.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you guys have been doing great things with dive watches, which a lot of, as instructors, we're always skeptical when new gear comes out. And I remember when your guys' first Ascent came out, everybody was just raving about it who got a chance to test it. And all the instructors especially, because, hey, now I know, my students there, I know if they're not paying attention, I can pay attention to it. I use it for everything, and they never take it off. So,
yeah.
It's very rare that but you guys did an amazing job with that. I just want you to know, because every instructor and every diver I've talked to who has it absolutely loves it.
Well, I think initially there was some question of do I really want to wear my dive computer every single day? Will it get worn out? These are really Garmin builds things to a much higher standard. We do really rigorous testing. We have machines that drop these things over and over again, beat them to hell, and make sure that they're still working. So when a product is released, it's already been tested to a very high standard to make sure it lasts. We do some things like all of our Descent products have leak-proof buttons. There's no plunger that goes in like a traditional button. It actually is using an inductive coil to detect when this is pressed. There's no leak path. Yeah. So we've done things to ensure that you can use this at 200 meters underwater, press all the buttons, and you're never going to have a watch fail because of that. So it's really constructed to a very high quality. And the other advantage of having a watch that you wear all the time is you're used to it. So now when you go dive, you're not trying to remember how to use this thing. It's something that you've used every single day, so you're familiar with it.
Well, and another good thing is, guys, let's take a look at his wrist right here. A lot of our dive computers are big, long, rectangle devices, and you wouldn't want to wear something like that every day. Right. You guys have kind of perfected the middle ground of where it's big, where you can see it. It's big, it's visual underwater, but it's not too big to where it's bulky, it's hurting your wrist, It's weighing it down to where you don't want to ever wear it. So I think you guys found the perfect middle ground for that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And if you do want that larger display, and some people do, and I have to admit, I like diving with a large screen.
Yeah.
The X50 is that for us. The X50i is a 3-inch display. The X50 is that. So if you do want that dedicated dive computer large screen, we also offer that.
I may have to try that out and test it, get it down there. Do you do any cave diving, any special diving?
I'm not a cave diver.
No.
I like diving wrecks. I like diving ocean, but
you're in the same boat as me. I don't get into caves, but I know a lot of cave divers who have that. So,
and it's got the having a built-in flashlight is also a nice little party trick.
Well, what other gadget have you not thought of that can go on this thing? I mean, a can opener. That's pretty much it. But you guys are so innovative, and that's what a lot of the divers love about the computers.
Yeah, it's an incredible place to work at Garmin. We try and think what would make a better device. What other tools? What can we provide divers that'll increase their safety, their situational awareness? And just ultimately the goal is when you're underwater, you can't spend a lot of time there, right? You're time bound by how much gas you have or cold, whatever it is. And even technical divers, they have to come up sometimes. So we want to make sure that when you're down there, you can make the most of that time.
Yeah.
Whatever your purpose is, we want you to be getting the most out of that dive time, and we want to make products that enable that.
You guys are doing a damn good job. And guys, one thing I want you to take a look at, we're going to show you over here, is their InReach. Now, I always talk about on my channel, I always talk about safety in the water. Safety in the water. Very rarely does it happen, but a strong current could push you out in the open water. You could get left behind from a boat. It happens. Stuff happens every now and then. If you have the InReach, and I'm going to show it here, this is a barrier, just a backup, a safety device just in case, but it's well worth having because you can instantly, the Coast Guard can find you.
That's right. So it's a satellite communicator, and the InReach has, this antenna doesn't need you to aim at any satellites or anything. You hit an SOS, it's going to find a satellite, it's going to get a message out to the Garmin Response Center. So we also have a 24/7 operating response center that anytime you have an emergency, it's going to respond, and it is going to stay connected with you until you have a responder come and get you out of that situation, so until you have help.
Lost in the wilderness, out in the open ocean.
So this is not just dialing 911 and hoping that, you know, the local people have, wherever you are, has a 911 that can respond to that emergency. Garmin Response will find the right people to respond to the emergency, and they will stay with them until they've made contact with you and you're safe.
That's what it's all about, is
So
enjoying the dive, getting home to your loved ones.
exactly.
And any tool that you can have just makes that easier and better, in my opinion.
And honestly, my favorite part, because emergencies are few and far between, I like getting out of the dive and sending a text message to my wife, no matter where I am in the world, that says, hey, had a great dive, I'm safe.
It gives her that peace of mind,
Exactly.
so she's not worrying at home.
Yeah.
'Cause let's be honest, they do that,
They
especially
do.
when we're out doing
Yeah.
crazy dives. And so I like shark diving, so my family's always worried about me. Like,
Yeah.
there's just natural fear. But yeah, and it's one of those things where it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Exactly.
So, but guys, definitely come check out their products. We're going to be here all week. We're definitely going to take a look at some of these things. And we may even have some of them on the channel for you. We may do a review or two. But check out their products. Where can they find you at? Garmin.com?
Garmin.com.
Yeah. All right, guys. And also, I'm pretty sure your local retailers, any sporting goods store, stuff like that, will have all these products that are available for you. And if your dive shop doesn't have it, make sure you request that they get it. Ben, thank you so much, buddy.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hey guys, welcome back to our Dema video here. We're talking specials, and we're going around, you know, like I said earlier, seeing all the brands that we've done before, our real tried and true brands that I've dove and I've tested and I recommend to you guys. And like you remember a couple years ago, we're back again with the best company, DiveRite. And this is Shelby, guys, and I promise you're gonna love her. Shelby, how you doing? How's
I'm
your
good.
Dema going?
It's excellent. How's
Yes. Oh, we had a lot of fun last night.
Me
Yeah.
too.
So I came by here and immediately I noticed a few new things and some awesome old things again that I gotta get. But I was wondering if you could take us through and tell us what's new for DiveRite this year.
100%.
Oh,
We'll start with the new chop lock. So this is called the chop lock. The design for this was inspired by the fact that when you're diving a Choptima, you have to add an extra set of D-rings on your shoulder straps to get it high enough for the Choptima to sit in the correct place. So normally in order to do that, you have to unthread the entire piece of webbing, like disassemble your shoulder strap, slide the D-ring on, reassemble your shoulder strap. So these are quick attach D-rings. Basically, instead of unthreading anything on the harness, you literally just pop this on and then slide it on the top notch there. And you've got your D-ring on there. You can clip your Choptima to it, do your dive, get out. If you don't want an extra set of D-rings on your harness at all times, you can pop it off super easily. So just a quick attach D-ring, the chop lock, should be available within a week or so.
perfect stocking stuffer.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, this next thing, it's pretty funny. All right, go ahead, Shelby.
Another new product that we're going to be introducing is if you are a back-mounted doubles diver. Generally, if you dive do you dive a canister light?
Yep.
Okay, so when you have your canister light, you probably have it mounted on your waistband, and you probably tuck your long hose under it to manage the excess from your 7-foot hose, yeah?
Yeah, and when I'm recreational diving, I have a long hose to help my buddy, you know, in case they run out of air, I can give them some distance, and I already know where we're going, so go ahead, Shelby.
Exactly. So if you're diving a handheld light and you don't have that canister to help manage your long hose, DiveRite presents the multi-purpose wand. So this is a cord managing stick. It's got a little slot here. You would thread it on your webbing, and you would put your hose underneath this ribbed portion here to retain the excess so you don't have like a floppy hose around.
And put all jokes down in the comments.
It is ribbed for better hose protection, or better hose retention, sorry. And we want you to feel the innovation. And here's a banana for scale so you can tell how big it is.
The perfect fruit for this.
We also have our new canister light. So if you're familiar with our handheld that we released last year, the FX40, this is essentially the canister version of that. So it still has that really nice piezo switch, but essentially how you turn it on, is, I'm gonna try not to blind anyone. You're gonna do a quick double tap on the piezo. It's got 5 power modes, so you're gonna have turbo, which is 2400 lumens, and with the tall boy canister, which looks like this, you have a 4.5 hour burn time on the turbo setting. To go through your power modes, you just single tap on the piezo switch, so it'll drop from turbo to high, medium, and low. And then if you want to turn it off, it's a quick double tap as well. When you turn it back on, it's going to turn on in whatever power setting it was on last. Another kind of new cool feature about this guy is it is a latchless canister, so you can see it's super clean. There's no big metal latches on the side. How you open it is a little button here. So you push the button, you twist it, and you pop it off. Charging is going to be similar to the EX35, where you plug the charging port into these red receptacles over here. And then to put it back on, you pretty much just line up the button with the notch in the side of the canister. I'm not sure if you can see that there. And you twist it in place to lock it. So, and huzzah!
Pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty simple. Really nice. It's like a super nice weight on your hand. You can't even tell it's on there in the water.
Oh wow, that's light. Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, if you're a cave diver or a wreck diver, or you got somebody in your life who is one, this is gonna be a pretty awesome gift to have under the tree, because as you know, we all like to stay as sleek and as trim and as compact as possible to help maneuverability. And this light does that very well. I'm looking at it and it's a whole new design, and it's just nice and clean. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. It'll also, this is the standard lid for back mount. It'll come with a 70-degree lid for side mount if that's your preference. And there will also be a short canister that's probably gonna come up to like here or so. With the short canister, you get 2.5 hours of burn time on high. So just depending on what kind of diving you're doing, we've got different options to fit your preferences. Another thing we've got this year is the Explorer reel. I'm not sure, I mean, you can tell that it's like bigger than my head. This is gonna hold up to 1,500 feet of line. So if you've got a diver in your life that's wanting to dump some line in Virgin Cave, explore some new passage, this is the reel for them for sure.
See this? Okay.
Yeah. Where did you go?
And I have a pretty big head. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty much an azimuth, but humongous.
Yeah, well, people who are going to be using this know what they're going to need it for, and exactly this is going to come in handy. Oh, now we just got to get some beautiful line on it.
Yes, exactly. So you guys probably have seen this on the internet. This was released in the Asian market last year, and we're finally going to have it available in the States starting in about January. The really nice looking white fins. I cannot wait to get mine. Same classic XT fin that you love, just new awesome color.
And guys, if you're a photographer, these come in handy for white balancing.
100%. Yeah, I've heard that's a really good method. All right, guys. So you probably are familiar with, we all know and love the Nomad Ray. We have come out this year with the Nomad Mini. The Mini is essentially a smaller version of the Ray that's designed specifically to be dove with aluminum cylinders. So it will fit great on smaller, shorter, tiny divers, as long as they're only going to use it with aluminum. So it's kind of designed around that Mexico cenote style aluminum tank side mount diving. But it still has all the features of the Ray that you love. It's going to have each piece of webbing is independently adjustable, so that makes it really easy to set up and fit to yourself or a student very quickly. It's got same hardware. It's going to come with your sliding D-rings, your drop D-rings, your fixed D-rings. Because it's smaller, it does only have the 2 weight pouches on the spine as opposed to 3. But with aluminum tanks, you're getting more weight.
Yeah. And guys, I will say this, if you're thinking about getting into side mount, you're not already in, I highly advise you. I know I dive Halcyon BCDs as well as DiveRite. If you're gonna do side mount, go with the DiveRite Nomads. DiveRite is just better than anybody else with their side mount gear. I promise you, you're not gonna regret it, and you're gonna have an awesome time. All right, so Shelby, what do you got here?
This is the transplate harness. So this year we've made a couple updates and given a little facelift to both the transplate and the transpack harnesses.
Yeah.
So kind of walk you through what we've done here. Flip this around. On the transpack, we've changed the hardware connection for the shoulder straps. It is now black anodized aluminum. Before it was just more of like a standard D-ring. So these two pieces of hardware, they have a little bit of play, just enough play so that for whatever shape diver you're putting this on, it's gonna kind of conform to their body a little bit more comfortably. When previously with the D-ring attachment, it had a little bit too much play.
Yeah.
So it could like flip to the point where it was like twisting or like pulling in a weird way and a little uncomfortable. So I think we've improved upon that and fixed that with switching that hardware out. The attachment point on the waistband is also the black anodized aluminum. It's just a little bit slicker looking. All of the D-rings and other hardware on the harness we've had custom made for us. So these are polished stainless steel. You can see they're a little bit different shape than your standard D-ring. They're kind of flattened instead of rounded.
They're thinner.
Yeah, exactly, and a little bit lighter. So you can only get this style hardware from us. Other little adjustments we've made is we've changed the shapes of the back plates. So the plate back here, we've changed the shape to look more like a traditional back plate. And what that did is it exposed these grommets.
Yeah.
So the transpack can be dove with doubles as well. A lot of people don't realize that, but these little grommets can be used to string bungee through and rig a stage bottle.
I do it for DSMBs.
Nice.
I keep them tucked back.
Yeah, no, that's a really slick place. It's kind of like hidden behind you. And you can also, like an inflation bottle, if you want to do a dry suit inflation with argon or something, that'll rig up really nicely with these.
That's a good idea.
We've changed the shape of the back pad as well. It's just a little slicker looking. And
It looks comfortable.
Yes, it's more comfortable and it's just kind of a better fit. So those are the main updates we've done.
I actually have a friend, she has the prior version, she loves it.
Yeah?
So I'm excited to see I'll have to tell her all about the new updates.
Yeah, absolutely.
So guys, if, with the Transpack, if you're getting into diving, selecting gear, you go down a rabbit hole and you can easily get lost and scared and confused. It's very easy to happen. One thing I love about DiveRite is these are great for beginners.
100%.
But also, look at what's attached right here. The reg set for beginning divers. It's high quality gear at a price that's very affordable. You can't go wrong. Get the reg set and the Transpack if you're starting off diving. You're gonna have a great time. You're gonna be hooked in no time.
It can also grow with you. So you start with a single tank setup and this Transpack. If you want to move to doubles eventually, you can keep the same harness and just get a different wing. So it's not like you're starting from ground zero. You've got a little bit of your kit.
And then for the travel, if you're gonna be traveling, I recommend you do what I do. Get their Hydrolite, because it's way better than packing a back plate wing.
Yeah, the Hydrolite is like 6 pounds total, so it packs super nicely.
I love it completely. Now, I want to go over here. We're going to show you guys something pretty awesome. You know how I feel about being out in the water and being highly visible, in case you're ever lost at sea. But this Choptima, we're going to go over here and check it out. I'll get you some footage of that. Tell us about this pink Choptima that's over there.
Yeah, so we last year came out with some colored bags for the Choptima counterlungs. Traditionally, it was just the super fabric. Last year, we got blue, red, and OD green available. And this year, due to popular demand, we have come out with a hot pink. So it's pretty slick looking. You will definitely not lose your dive buddy if they're wearing that bad boy.
I mean, and if the Coast Guard needs to find you, it's hard to miss that.
That's a good way to do it. Yes, absolutely.
Out at night, at black, pitch black, and you're wearing all black, but you got that on, you're gonna stand out like a sore thumb. All right, guys, and if you like me and you like getting down in the caves or the caverns or whatever, and you like getting down there in LP85s or still, if you're crazy, 100s, they got something new for you here. Shelby, what is this?
This is our new doubles wing. It's called the Mariner. This is the Mariner 65, so it's got 65 pounds of lift. It's for big tanks like Steel 104s and Steel 108s. It is also going to come in a 50-pound version for LP85s and aluminum 80s. So what we've done with this is basically when we were testing it, our goal was that no matter what body position you're in, if you're in decent trim, the air is always going to be trapped at the highest point of the wing, which is just how physics works. But with this specifically, what happens is the sides of the wing are more rounded out, so they reach the furthest. They wrap around the cylinder, and then this portion of the wing becomes the highest point. So the air kind of stays trapped along this side, and it just creates a really stable, comfortable, balanced rig. We have also lined the sides in super fabric, so the parts that are most likely to be scraping against rocks or the insides of wrecks are reinforced with a really, really strong fabric. And I am definitely very excited to get mine.
You've already ordered it?
I've been waiting for it. We've been working on it for a while, and I'm wanting it, so.
When do you think these things will come out? Do we have a date yet?
I would say at least a month-ish, yeah.
Oh, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's coming.
What's going to be your first dive when you get it?
Probably a wreck in South Florida.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should do it big, and we should go to the Vandenberg.
We should go big and go to the Vandenberg.
That's my favorite wreck ever, the Vandenberg. I love it. Okay, well, this is awesome. You might have to get me a new wing.
Yeah.
Damn. It does look cool, and I like the all black.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it.
All right, well, Shelby, thank you so much for showing us all this.
Of course.
Guys, Christmas idea, Christmas idea, Christmas idea. There's so much stuff here. If you got a diver in your life, buy it. Well, Shelby, I want to thank you for hooking me up and showing me what's new here. Definitely, you guys got all good products coming every year. If people want to get in touch with you, want to inquire about some of this gear, where can they find you?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to www.DiveRite.com, we have a dealer locator on our website. That'll hook you up with any of our authorized dealers that should be able to help you with products. You can also reach out at support@DiveRite.com if you have questions specific for us, but we're always happy to help.
And then Instagram, Facebook, everything like that.
Yeah, Instagram @DiveRite84 and Facebook, DiveRite.
Yep. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you around. Shelby, let's go diving.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, here we go.
It's good to practice.
Frame. Hey, guys, welcome back to... Oh, God, I got to start that over again. I had fun last night. Give me attitude. Give me attitude. All right. Austin Powers. Good job, girl.
Thanks.